It's a condition that kills thousands of women each year, but breast cancer is curable if caught early enough. Dr. Lee Newmeyer with UF Health Jacksonville explains why screening and being breast aware is so important.
So it's interesting because over the last several decades, the screening recommendations have changed slightly, and there's some controversy in this. But generally, the U.S. Preventive Task Force says women should start screening at age 50 and then do it every other year until they're about 75. Every other organization, though, like the American College of Surgeons, the American College of Radiology, the American Cancer Society, recommends you start screening somewhere between 35 and 40, and then get it every year until you have about 10 more years to live. Once your life expectancy is less than 10 years, then you can stop getting those mammograms. The reason we put it a little bit earlier and more frequent is that if you tell a woman, and I see this all the time, if you tell her, you can get X screening test every other year or every 5 years, guess what? It's going to be every 10 years because we have so many people we put before ourselves. We're taking care of the family, we're working, we're running around, sometimes feeling like our hair's on fire, and we're just the last people on our list to take care of. So by recommending that people do the breast screening annually with mammograms, then that will help at least most people get it every other year, and most of us will do it like in a month that's meaningful to us. Maybe October, my birthday's in October, so I might do it in October. Yeah, well, happy birthday.
Same to you.
Coming up. And so it's just make it something that's easy. And I really want even women, people who are related to women, okay? You don't have to be a woman to be breast aware. You need to be just thinking about the loved ones in your lives. Encourage your mom, your sisters, your daughters, your wives, your aunts to get mammograms as well. It's a great screening tool.
And we haven't really talked much about risk factors yet. If a woman doesn't have any risk factors, I mean, is it still as equally as important as someone who maybe does?
That's an excellent question. And it turns out that about 85% of women who are diagnosed with breast cancer have no risk factors. They don't have any in their family. They, had their kids, they did all the right things. They don't smoke and drink. It's just an equal opportunity employer. It's very common. And so just because you say, oh, well, it doesn't run in my family, well, you might be the one who, as I tell some patients, you're taking it for the team. You're taking the breast cancer for your family. It's just a really common disease. If we knew what caused breast cancer, we would have it fixed right now, but it's got to be pretty complex because there's a lot of smart people who have been working on a long time.
Well, let's touch more on mammograms themselves then. Do they detect all cancer or every cancer?
Mammograms are very good. And now that we've advanced the technology and we have, in the olden days, like I'm old enough for this, we used to have to put the films up, and it's like the difference between taking pictures in a camera and taking the film to a developer and then having them print out those pictures, and how you can't see things and you can't adjust it very well unless you're that developer. But now we do digital mammograms and 3D mammograms. So even with dense breasts, and younger women tend to have denser breasts, we can see things that we weren't able to see before. And so, but it doesn't detect everything. And so this is where you need to be breast aware, which means that if you have a lump in your breast that feels different for you, then you should be persistent about getting it checked out. And don't let somebody pat you on the hand and say, oh, it's nothing, you're too young to have breast cancer, because breast cancer it's very rare in younger women, but it can happen. So, but mammography is very good at detecting breast cancer, somewhere between 85 and 90% accuracy. And especially if you do end up that either you have a family history or a personal history, or that you have dense breasts, then you want to make sure that you're going to get your mammogram somewhere where they have a couple of things. Number one, digital mammography, maybe 3D, and then also where they have radiologists who are fellowship trained in reading breast imaging. And so that gives you the best chance, if there's something there, of detecting it.
What would you tell a woman who is afraid she might lose a breast to breast cancer?
So these days, probably only there's a very few women who have to have a mastectomy. We do a lot of breast conservation surgery over the years. I've been doing this 30 years, and we've improved our surgical techniques. And so we can reconstruct the breast even in real time after a lumpectomy. So when you leave the operating room, your breast looks pretty normal. And so there's lots of great options for women. And the sooner we can detect the cancer and take care of it, the better off everyone is.
How can folks get in touch or be seen?
So you can come downtown on 8th Street. You can go to North Campus up by the airport and River City Marketplace. We have it available at Emerson, and also at Bay Meadows, which is it's UF Health Imaging on Bay Meadows and Phillips Highway. We also have it at Wildlight. And so we have a lot of different places you can go to get your mammogram. Most important thing is to take that step and go do it.
Yes, we know the importance of buddy check, telling your
Yes.
friends, your family, but also reminding yourself as well. So thank you again, doctor, for joining us. And if you'd like to see this segment again, just head to our website at firstcoastliving.net.